What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to G-Ball Vision. Today I have for you guys another exciting unboxing to dig into. Before we get started, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I would love to have you here. And before you head out, hit that thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate it. It really helps these videos get pushed out there so more eyes can get on the video. So let's see what we got. I did take this out of the mailer because it came with a couple of other items. And I kind of wanted this to have its own unboxing. And this thing looks very, very interesting. I have quite a bit of experience with Trivisa. Not a ton of experience, but quite a bit. But this is actually a style of knife that I've never handled from them. So we have our nice box here, a sleeve, and then this is going to be a two-stage box, top and bottom. Good unpackaging experience. They include a microfiber cloth there. They include paperwork and a QC pass, product certificate there, and you get a nice little pouch for the knife. And we have our knife, which is housed within this foam padding here. Now, this thing looks extremely interesting. So what we have here, guys, is the Trivisa Aries. And this is a pretty fitting knife because Aries, they do a lot of stuff like that as far as their names, the Leo, and now the Aries, and there's a bunch of other ones as well. But Aries is what my birthday would be. So are we centered up here? We're close. It is slightly off to the show side. We have some black micarta here. We have a G10 backspacer. We have a deep carry clip there that is going to be recessed along with the screws. We also have a cutout and tooling, so that way lefties can carry it. We have a lanyard hole through the backspacer into the other side. We have multiple ways of deployment here with the cutout and the rear flipper. And this is what I was talking about right here. I've never experienced a Trivisa button lock. And look at that blade. Oh, yeah. So I recently just got in a model from Trivisa, 14C28N on the steel. Great choice for the steel. And this has almost like a satin, like a stone wash that's got a satin finish to it almost. And then up here on this flat area, it looks kind of like a hand satin, which gives it a nice contrast. Love this little swedge here going down to the tip. Not going to be completely straight. There is a little flare up to the tip there. And I can say right off, wow. Guys, I'm telling you what, I've been saying it. These guys are really starting to nail these button locks. This thing has very, very nice springs. We'll see what kind of lockup it has here, see if it's staying true. But this is going to be a good size right here. Even with XL hands, I can get a nice full grip on this guy. Going to be plenty of blade length there. We'll do a quick little spec check here. So 3.5 inches of cutting edge, and then basically the same for your total length there, coming down around 8 inches. So definitely going to be a full-size knife. Now, the button does have a barrel around it that's been recessed. I love that Trivisa keeps the show side of the blades clean. I kind of link Trivisa and Miguron in a sense, at least how they keep their aesthetic. They keep, you know, the show side clean. They have a little logo there on the pivot, which I think is perfectly acceptable. And it just makes the knife look so much better than just having this big old splotch, you know, whatever it might be on the center of the blade. There are some that aren't bad, you know, that don't bother me as much, but At the end of the day, I would prefer nothing to be on the show side. We'll check that edge here. We have some nice jimping here. And then one thing I can say is they did this rear flipper tab very well. We have some nice, you can see it. Look at that fine jimping there, and it wraps all the way around, which is a good touch. This is going to allow you to have a lot of grip on that guy. Can we get to that cutout? Oh, yeah. Very nice. I'm telling you what, guys, they are starting to dial these things in masterfully. I mean, it's night and day compared to what, a year ago, what button locks were like then and what they're like now. It is insane. This feels like it has a true detent in there. I mean, it's snappy. I can get a wind up or a load up on this and really fire it out. Same with the cutout even, and that's impressive for a cutout and a rear flipper to have the same satisfaction. That's impressive that they are able to do that. I can get a nice wind up on this thing. They really nailed it, guys, on this. And these are very affordable, like $60 or so, but that's full retail. Typically, Trivisa has 10, 20% coupons. At the time of recording this and buying this, they have a 20% coupon towards that $60. So, that's going to drop this down into the 50s, which is a great deal for 14C. Love that swedge there. That just makes this thing look nice and mean. We have micarta, very nice finished micarta. We do have a backspacer here. The only thing I can say right out the get-go, the pocket clip's a little plain, but it looks like it's going to work good and sit easy in the pocket there. But a full-length backspacer would have been absolute money here, a micarta backspacer. And then run this fine jimping up just a little bit further, somewhere up in here. That's, what I think anyway. Right here, it's almost all but useless. You'd have to be, at least for my hand size, I'd have to be all the way back here just to even use that stuff. And I'm typically going to want to cut up in here somewhere, or I'm going to want to be up in here. So having jimping, why not just jimp this whole thing right here? It's not going to change anything with the aesthetic. It's still going to look good. So I just don't see why the companies aren't doing that. Let's see. I want to see if we... Oh, okay, so it was just literally the turn of the pivot there. Now we are nice and centered up. Are we? Very, very close. Maybe off just a little tiny bit. I don't know. That's pretty close right there. And they are using this whole handle, guys. That tip is coming down right there. Just shy of the end of this backspacer. So they are definitely utilizing that entire handle. And I'm not much for ratios or anything like that. Do either way, I enjoy knives. It doesn't have to be completely proportional, or the ratios don't have to be perfect for me to like a design. There are certain knives out there that have a longer handle and a little bit shorter of a blade, and that doesn't bother me at all. Kind of i.e. Spyderco or what have you. They have a little bit more handle and the blade just doesn't quite fill it. That's completely fine in my book, but in this case, they absolutely used every bit of that handle. So let's see what this guy looks like in the pocket there. We'll use our Issuing Stitches Hank here. And you will have just ever so slight little bit poking out there. No big deal at all. Gives you a little bit of something to kind of grab a hold of there. Retention is very good there. Easy in, easy out of the pocket. So let's see what kind of edge we are looking at here. We just started a new magazine, baby. We went through that whole catalog already. This has a nice edge. And there's a lot of blade there. Even the sharpening choil is not bad at all. The plunge is sitting back here. So you're going to get a decent amount of sharpening life out of this. And if you sharpen this thing to the point at which, it's past here, I would say for your $50, you got quite a bit of life out of this knife. And at this type of build, you got a good quality knife and a fun knife. Look at that. Woohoo, baby. This thing is nice and sharp. That's all against the grain there. This thing is very sharp, guys. I'm not even barely putting anything on it. Woo-hoo-hoo. And then this is going to be perfect for detailed type cuts, intricate type cuts. You'll be able to get pretty much right up on that edge. There's going to be a little bit of distance between you and that edge, but not too big of a deal. And if you really wanted to, you could get a fingertip there to kind of keep things out of that choil area. But this is going to be a nice little utility user. But I think this will make, a nice little EDC knife, little utility style knife. You got the multi-deployment options with the cutout. And I have to say, they did that cutout. Look at that. You have to want to deploy this knife. That's how strong that spring is in there. That is just, it's great to see and be a part of this whole change that has been going on with crossbar locks, button locks. They are just really starting to refine these things, and it's awesome to actually experience kind of from day one, so to speak, up until now. They have just really started to dial these things in. It's impressive. So let's get the old spine whacker out here. And we'll see what this guy looks like here up against some stress. So there's no play side to side. And I mean, if I wrench on it, I can feel some movement on the plunge there. But nothing that's unnerving. So let's see. We'll do the old open and close for JD here. Nice and solid, guys. That is promising right there. Yeah, very good. That would do it right there, I have to think. That is very well done, guys. I mean, even at full price, $60, this is worth all of that, in my opinion, no question. 14C, nice, useful blade shape. You have a very well finished plunge lock in there. Nice solid springs, solid lockup, a great finish on that blade, a little two-tone look, if you will. Love this little ramp and swedge to the tip. That just makes this thing look extra mean, in my opinion. The micarta is nicely finished. Lefties will be able to carry it. And I'll bring this knife out because by the time you're seeing this one should already be up. But guys, there are two knives from Trivisa that I am really high on right now. They knocked this one out of the park, and they absolutely knocked this one out of the park as well. Off first impressions, time will tell, but I think I've had enough experience with Trivisa and their 14C and just kind of how they work, how they do. I think they got two great EDC knives right here in these two. I'll try to link this up in a card or down in the description if you didn't see the unboxing for this one yet. But the micarta is nice. Great finish on the blade shape. Good access. Chamfer and jimping on the liner. I mean, they just nailed this thing. So Trivisa is really stepping up their game, and I have to say I am thoroughly happy and impressed that they continue to knock these models out of the park. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Love hearing from you guys, especially on these new knives. What do you think of this guy? Do you have any Trivisas, or have you ever had any Trivisas? Are you looking at some various Trivisas now after seeing these? Let me know down below. Love hearing from you. Hit the thumbs up button. Greatly appreciate it. And if you're new here, or you've been here before and you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you here. Otherwise, guys, I will catch you on the next one.